a lot better talent from John Cena when he was known as the prototype, and
right.
you know that's saying a lot. And I'm not knocking Cena either. I mean, he does what he does, and he makes a lot of money doing it. So obviously he's
Sure.
doing something right. But you know. The point I'm trying to make here is you can't really knock the second-generation superstars. I mean, obviously, if they don't belong, and believe you me, there are a couple of there, and you named one. I don't really see the point in bringing in Jimmy Snuka's daughter. I've seen her work elsewhere, and I'm not impressed. Natalia, as much as I'm a Hart family tradition fan, I don't think she possesses the talent at this point to be at the level that she's at. I think that she belongs in Florida at this point, and she needs to hone her craft a little bit more and then come back.
Sure.
But you know, you definitely make a valid point there. What do you think about the direction, I guess you could say, that the WWE is taking with this PG rating? You know, I know Linda's running for Senate, and they don't want any bad press or whatever the case may be. Do you think that this is beneficial for them, or do you think that in the long run fans are going to get tired of not seeing the gimmicks put over and change the channel?
Well, you know, actually, you know, the WWE, obviously, they're the apex of the industry. I mean, TNA, you know, they can claim all they want, but, you know, they're the next big thing. But the point of the matter is they can't hold a candle to WWE. Vince, obviously, is a businessman through and through. There's a reason he's a billionaire. You know, there's a reason why Monday Night Raw next week is going to be the longest running television program ever. 900 episodes going strong. There's a reason for that, all right?
Well, and actually, if you go back further than that, I know Raw, I'm sorry to cut you off, but if you go back further than that,
sure.
Wrestling on Monday nights for the WWE, I mean, I started watching wrestling in 1984. And it wasn't too long after that we started watching it on USA Network. You had prime time on Monday nights, and then Tuesday Night Titans.
Yep.
So the WWE has essentially been on Monday nights for what, almost 30 years now. So I mean, it's almost a mainstay. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they're going to continue that. I mean, obviously, wrestling right now is more of, as far as Raw is concerned, wrestling is more of an angle or a storyline or a gimmick. I mean, you actually get to watch a little bit more wrestling on SmackDown. You know, for the people that tune into that, I mean, you get to watch more talent and more wrestling based. You know, which is obviously, if you ask me, I mean, as a wrestling fan, that's what people want to see. Is that they want to see people in the ring working. You know, I'm definitely not one that wants to sit there and watch 10 or 15 different promos or these stupid little skits, you know, to try to get the crowd to laugh or something, and these guest hosts. I mean, that's all a waste of time to me, if you ask me.
Well,
but
I'll be honest, I hate the guest host thing. I do wish they'd come out with whoever this special or this new general manager is. I kind of think they've milked that a little too long now, and it's kind of becoming stale. Michael Cole getting on the podium every week, and you know, and I quote. I mean, it just kind of, I don't know. It just seems a little redundant at this point now.
Well, there's a reason for everything, and you know, obviously, when the timing is right, they'll release that. You know, just like you know, obviously, at some point, you know, as I'd hate to see it happen, they're going to disband the Nexus. You know, which is going to be coming up soon because you can't beat a dead horse. I mean, you gotta end these programs, and it'll happen. But what I was getting at is, you know, with their PG rating, they're slowly starting to bring some of the more adult-rated things back. I mean, it might be a little subtle, but I've seen things, you know, throughout the last couple of weeks that, you know, they're gearing towards that, you know, kind of getting away from that whole PG thing, you know, with Linda and her gimmick. I mean, I really can't say much about her because, you know, I've worked for WWE numerous times, and I'll be back there again, so I'm obviously not going to, you know, I have to tread on water because, you know, I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, absolutely, and I'll go on record to say that I myself, as the host of The Real Side of Wrestling, if I lived in Connecticut, I would definitely vote for Linda McMahon. Not because I believe in what she's doing, but just because she's fucking Linda McMahon. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, right, yeah, I mean, I agree. Just like if, you know, Vince McMahon ran for president, he'd get my vote for sure. mean, over
Well,
some
I can't necessarily say that, and I'll tell you why. I voted against somebody in this last election because of his running mate, and
Okay.
essentially I voted against the other person because I didn't think he was old enough. I voted completely off the charts. I voted for Ralph Nader, which people say I wasted my vote or whatever, but that's the I guess that's the glory of our system, and I wish Linda the best. I hope that she does good. I hope that she does make some changes, but I don't see it happening. I think she needs to stay with what her and her family know, and leave the politicking to the people up in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's neither here nor there. I mean, obviously she's a powerful woman. She's got a huge base in Connecticut, and obviously anybody within that region is going to have her vote. To teach their own, and whatever she wants to do, she can do. But I don't have anything bad to say about WWE because they've given me a lot of opportunities. I've had a lot of opportunities to train with them. I've met the guys. I've worked with them. I've been on TV. Obviously, I'm forever indebted to them, and I'll continue to work with them, and obviously shoot to the goal that everybody wants to attain. So,
So at this point in your career, if TNA called you tomorrow and said, "Hey, we've got a spot for you," would you pass that up because of your, I guess, your affiliation with the WWE at this point, or is it safe to say that you, like probably a million other people, would jump at the chance?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of people make decisions on emotions. I mean, makes sense, right?
Well, eating.
So it's kind of an emotional decision. I mean, because I've worked for the WWE, 5 times. I'm going back to Albany next week. They're going to be on SmackDown. They're going to be in Albany for SmackDown. I'll be there again, but yeah, I can't really say. I mean, because I'm not bound by anything. But also I've been there enough to know that they want me there. They make that call, and at any point I could be on TV. So I don't know. It's kind of hard. You don't want to burn any bridges, but also you don't want to give up an opportunity, to work with another up-and-coming Fed. But, I guess I really can't say. I'd have to wait until that moment came. But, at this point, I have credibility with the WWE, and, I'm just going to do whatever I can to stick out to them and, hopefully, get on with them, full-time as soon as possible.
So I guess it's safe to say that we wouldn't be seeing you with Ring of Honor or any of the other, up-and-coming groups, Evolve, Dragon's Gate, of course, they're up-and-coming. Gabe Sapolsky has got just some great things working there. And to be honest with you, I think to see you on any form of TV, again, I've seen you work in New Albany. Correct me if I'm wrong, you did a 3-way with JC and Mickey, right?
No, it was actually supposed to be a 3-way, but it ended up just being me and JC.
Okay. I stand corrected then.
And it's good for her. You know what? Not to interrupt you, but it's a good thing for her because I might piss some people off here, but hey, whatever. Who cares? I'm a straight shooter. If it came down to the 3 of us in the ring, I mean, I got to be honest. Women. I guess obviously it's hard for the divas and the women wrestlers to even get a spot here because it's such a male-driven industry. But you know what? They need to earn their spot, and they actually need to be better than the male workers. And if she wanted to get in the ring with me, I can guarantee it'd be the biggest mistake she ever made. I'll say that because I actually bring it harder to them than I do with the rest of the guys.
Well, I can be real honest with you. I've seen Mickey up close and personal. I have been fortunate enough to never have to feel her wrath, but she is one tough cookie. So I can guarantee you she could probably take everything you wanted to shout. And I'm not trying to put Mickey over by any means or undermine you or anything like that. I've seen the girl in action. I know what she's capable of. I really don't need to say anything more than Haley Hatred, Mickey Knuckles, King of the Death Matches 2003. For those of us that have seen that match, it pretty much says it all. And I mean, Mickey's gone on to do many more wonderful things since that. So,
I've heard, she's definitely tough as nails. She's hardcore, and I give her a lot of respect for that. I give her a ton of respect for that, and I definitely, it's my opinion, obviously, but I will give her credit where credit is due. As far as her being in the business, she's done well. She's definitely outdone herself compared to a lot of the other, female workers in the industry. But some just give the rest a bad name, if you know what I mean. So
absolutely, Lacey Von Erich. Sorry, did that come out? I didn't mean for that to actually come out. I'm sorry, but no,
I won't even waste our breath on that.
Right, and that brings me to my next point, because we were actually talking about this at the beginning, and we got to it a little sooner than what I wanted to. But there are a lot of people under TNA contract right now that absolutely, positively do not fit in with what the product is driving to right now. Lacey Von Erich is definitely high on my list of people in that category. As much as I like Eric Young, I don't think that he really has a spot with them right now. Kevin Nash, I'm all for the legends, but Kevin Nash and Ric Flair, I'm really tired of seeing. Hogan. I really wish it would go back to the TNA that we started with.
Well, here's my take on, some of the people in there. I'll never say a bad word about Ric Flair because that is one of the highlights of my young career at this point, is being able to be in a training seminar with Ric Flair for 2.5 hours, to be on the same show with Ric Flair, to actually be given a spot personally by him because I outdid myself in the seminar and I earned a spot on the show, and I earned Ric Flair's booking, so I mean I don't ever have anything bad to say about him. I can't, I just can't do it. But there are some people on that roster that definitely you kind of question why they're there or what they're doing or what's going on in the back there as far as the booking goes. But I mean, the other thing I don't like about TNA is they are so spot heavy and so over the top in some of their move sets and finishers and things like that. It really discredits the business, and you don't really see there's a difference between TNA work and WWE work. WWE it's more back to the basics. It's very angle-driven, storyline-driven. And TNA, it's just like they're doing ladder matches on TV. They're doing first blood matches with women. Some of the shit they do is just completely off the wall. Doesn't make sense at all.
Absolutely. Well, Cassius, we're really short on time tonight. I really wanted to have you for a little bit longer, but due to some developments here within the state, I actually had to cut into everybody's time so that we could get these things out, because there's some really great happenings. I'm really excited about them here in Kentucky. Some really big shows being put together. And tell us, where can we find you, and if people want to book you that listen to the show, even if it's here in Kentucky, how can they reach you in the future?
Well, they can go to nexterawrestling.com. That's obviously Next Era, E-R-A, wrestling.com. Go to our roster page. They can go to, my Facebook page. They can go to my MySpace. All you got to do is search for me. And that's how I accept bookings. Or I do have a personal email address that I don't mind giving out, if you will allow it.
Oh, absolutely.
My personal email address that's where I accept most of my information. It's IKAIK33@live.com. You can also reach me there. So I got a couple social networking pages, and I also got my personal email address.
All right, let me make sure I got that right before I put this up in my chat room. It's IKAIKA 33 at live.com.
Yep, at live.com. You got it.
All right. Well, we got that posted up in the chat room for you, and nexterawrestling.com is also in our chat room, and who knows? Hopefully we will see each other down the road in the very near future. I really look forward to seeing you work again, and thank you so much for your time. I really look forward to having you on the show again in the future to talk a little bit more about what you've got coming up.
Definitely. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Take care.
Mm-hmm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a wow! He had some great opinions on wrestling today, and I can't can't argue with a lot of what he brought up because I tell you what, at the very beginning he said that there were some scenes in stars that didn't belong in the WWE, and I couldn't agree